say you love me, I'm like, yeah. Do you want me, I'm like, yeah. You don't trust me, I'm like, nah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. She say you love me, I'm like, nah. Do you want me, I'm like, yeah. You don't trust me, I'm like, nah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We can try. I don't have much faith left in this shit, but I can. We can try. Don't you lie. Don't you lie. I'm not stupid, no, you got those other guys. Don't you lie. I mean, we cannot be the next big thing, the blood going viral. But I guess you can go try out. Be the next American Idol. Did I get the lyrics mixed up? Did I decade turn the title? I don't mean no disrespect, cause there's no motherfucking idol. If I want it, I'ma get it. You can't take away my pride, no. If I want it, I'ma get it. You can't take away my pride, no. If she want it, she can get it. She moving like a cyclone. If she want it, she can get it. She can get it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not trying to fuck tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. She say you want me, I'm like, nah. Do you want me, I'm like, yeah. You don't trust me, I'm like, nah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. She say you want me, I'm like, nah. Do you want me, I'm like, yeah. You don't trust me, I'm like, nah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. We just wanna wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son.
Synth gang, the hardest trap producers in the game.
Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. We just wanna wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. We just wanna wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. It's time for you to go away. 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 to go away, skip, go away, bells jingle, Kris Kringle, grab your gift like this song. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, grab your gift like this song. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, grab your gift like this song. We just wanna wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, grab your gift like this song. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, grab your gift like this song. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, grab your gift like this song. We just wanna wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Bells jingle, Kris Kringle, wrap your gift like this, son. Go away, skip.
Hello. We're gonna make sure that's all working here. Hi, I'm HiImCurtisMc, and this is my first stream of 2021. Thank you so much for everyone who is tuning in, and please pardon the voice. It's been a bit of a late morning, so I'm still kind of waking up here. But today's pretty exciting. I'm pretty stoked because I'm gonna be walking through a synth that I've used in a lot of my own music, and breaking down the processing on it, because there's a lot of really weird, kind of unorthodox stuff. Not necessarily unorthodox, like you wouldn't use this sort of thing, but I found that it's got this degree of mangling I don't typically see in a ton of designs. Partially because it's using tools like massives, so stuff that hasn't really been the cutting edge of the industry for a very long time. And that Serum can do, I think, pretty much everything I'm going to be using a separate like plugin or processing for, just in itself. So there's probably some equivalent ways you can be doing this in more modern tools. This is just the way I was using for my own art, and given it's music and I'm a sound designer by trade, I feel like I can do whatever I feel with my music. But I'm going to start with some quick examples. For those who are coming from Facebook, I left links to songs that use the sound in the comments of that initial promo post. But I'll play them right now on stream just so we have an idea of like what sort of sound we're going for. So this first one is the most obvious. It's a tune called Followers of Romulus off this Echoes project I made, which was like a 3-track opus, probably one of my favorite projects I've actually worked on, because it really feels like something I would want to listen to, and that's always the goal whenever I work on my own artistry, is like, well, what would I want to consume in my own free time? And I'm going to make that. So I'm going to play through the opening of Followers of Romulus, and we'll shout out the actual like synth as it passes by.
I see those who lead the followers of Romulus.
All right, so now that I listened through that and tried to find like points to jump to, I realized I could have just brought them into Ableton and done the same thing. So I will quickly do that. I have like, I'm using Foobar to run most of the music that I play like pre-show and post-show, and probably in the break, because I'll have to switch to my MacBook and just jack that into my capture card on my PC, which is where the processing gets kind of weird. So that's the fun part of this design, is having to hop entire machines. I know there's other producers that hop to entirely different machines because they're mostly Mac based, but then they want to hop to a PC to use things like Harmor and FL or something like that. So let me find where that all was. I also can't find the master for one track that also use this sound in a sort of different context, but I can pull it up and stream it as needed. So let's dunk this guy in. Problem, session's running at 48K. We're going to see if that's an issue right away. Nothing noticeable. It's fine. It's probably automatically converting on import. So just to talk through some sound design, because I really like the work put into echoes, and it's something I wanted to like, after I made it, I transitioned my entire artistry to more stuff like this deep dubstep, really moody, almost like melancholic feel to it, where you can sit on very few notes, because in all honesty, I don't write the most complex music in the world, nor can I don't think. So to play to that, the music itself is really simple, but the design that's being heard through the song is incredibly complex and layered. So that's kind of my approach when I'm like composing myself. Mixing is a different story. I can mix whatever. If you listen to like Underduck on Spotify, stream Underduck and follow at Underduck Bro. Always be plugging. But yeah, if you go check him out, I do like mixing on stuff like that. So it's like a lot different from my own artistry, and it's fun in its own way. But to talk through composition, there's these big piano slams that mostly just sit like across the whole scale I was in. So because I'm a filthy Ableton user and like producer with that, I write a lot in D sharp, which like to anyone else should be enharmonically written as E flat. So it should be like E flat minor, but I always call it D sharp minor, and that's how I build chords and stuff like that. So working with that scale, I'm hitting most of the notes in the scale. I think I omitted the 7 and I omitted the 4th. And it sits at a double tonic of that D sharp. So you have the D sharp as the root and the D sharp on top. And then every note in the scale that hits there. And then to make things really intense, it's mostly in the drop, like underneath all the synths, so it's really hard to make out. But that just slams. It slams like every note, chromatically even, through that whole scale. This one stays pretty tonal. As we build up to the actual drop, the piano plays the 3rd and the 5th. So we get the root.
I seek those who lead the followers of Romulus.
Also, if anyone's here, please let me know about the new levels. I'm using the virtual input on Voicemeeter to run out of Ableton here. And since it's running through Ableton and not Pro Tools' jank that I'm usually configured for, I'm just getting the clone of the output to my headphones with my voice omitted, of course, because trying to hear yourself with that tiny bit of latency, like, if you've tried speaking while hearing your own voice, like ever so slightly delayed, you start speaking slower, like unconsciously. It's kind of weird. So there's these big piano slams, some cool drums, wolf howls. I got this idea in the middle of like a music history lecture. And like as soon as I went back to my dorm, I pretty much mashed this thing out in a night and then sat on it for the better part of the school year. Not really like finishing it. But this is a really nice idea, and like the first time I went from like brain to DAW super fast. And the rest of the project was based around it as a result. So we'll go to the synth we're actually going to be recreating here. I'll play you a different version in another song I have written, if I can get to that. I don't know why my own music is categorized so poorly in my library. It's like, it's rough, man. Okay, so we'll just drop that in for later. So that one's pretty cool. This one, just as a fun tip, and maybe is a good start, the carbon wavetable sounds insane. It's beautiful. It's got like so many different tones. If you play, come on. So I'm just playing like a super low G with that. But then if you like sweep through it, that'd be a good way to do that. Yeah, I'll just use a performer, please. I really like performers because you can just kind of make your own sequence, and it feels a lot more like using like hardware synth sequencers. So it has that feel to it that it's like constructible. You're not just like building it for one pass and then like printing it. It's like, no, this is a pattern that you can like play out a bunch. Get that out of here. So we'll just do like big sweeps. Big sweeps. Nah, maybe like that, because then you get more time on that. Then we're just going to play it like super slow, just so you get the idea. Like there's a lot of texture to carbon when you play it. It's crazy. Like between those two waves, that like Massive is blending with when you play it back, you get all these weird little like super pronounced things. So if you sweep through it really slowly, let's find the zone I was kind of in. Yeah, like something like super crazy. Move it faster. No, it's kind of a sweep up in this, because that's all that's happening here in Followers of Romulus is you're just slowly sweeping carbon. With big processing, of course, like just to make it like, what the fuck? Okay, now it's too fast. And if we maybe, oops, drop it like it's hot. Drop it. No, it sucks. Maybe like, there we go. When in doubt, bend minus, clearly. So if you loosen up how crunchy it is over time as well, you start getting some like tone. Like there's a lot of potential here that you can do like easy bake, Reese sounding basses just with carbon. And then you like crunch it like hell with processing. But that's just a fun sound I like talking about. This one is, that one's also carbon, but it's a lot, you know, more static. So the sound we're going to be talking about is right here, this guy. This thing. So for this track, it's this really like metallic and scratchy sound. I thought I still had the patch and like the instrument rack saved somewhere, but I feel like it was left on a hard drive that unfortunately was stolen, and it had like all of my projects on it, like all of them. And I think that partnered with like going way harder into sound design and making it more of a profession is what like killed my energy for doing music, and I'm trying to get that back. But that really sucks. Like sometimes I think about all these old songs and it's like, are they garbage? I guess so. Would I actually go back and take things from them? I don't really think so, but would it have been nice to have them, you know, as like a lasting legacy of all this work that led to a point? Well, yeah, of course. And it had like so much work, also work I was currently doing that I had to redo. So like just no fun all around. But this is the sound we're going for, and as a result of that, we'll have to sort of reconstruct it. It's kind of this like metallic-y, formless, like what really is that kind of sound? And there's a part later in the song where I play with it. This one's also neat. This one is, I don't think I have it anymore. just on SoundCloud, I made this like really gross, sort of neuro-y, but like kind of high octave for neuro sound. And then when I slowed it down and stretched it out using like, I think it was repitch. Yeah, it was repitch to actually get it to reach a lower pitch as I stretched it out. So from that, it got this like weird, like really neat growly tone. And that's just like pretty simple EFM1 in like Logic. Just for the longest time, I was just like a Logic user, which is where we'll be going later on. So let's find the bit where I start really playing with it. Okay, it's after that. Yeah, here we go. So this is where I start like cutting it up and getting weird in this back half. And that's what I'll be looking for today. Kind of like remaking this sound so then it's in my arsenal again, so I can evolve it and keep using it in other projects. Like you can articulate it really, really well. Another track that uses it is Alone in the Universe. I can't find the master for it, but that one also has like ring shifter doing like a weird throaty tone to it. You'll kind of see what I mean if I throw it on, but let's find the other way I use this song. Oh god, this thing was flat. Oof. Man, this thing was mixed flat. Ick. Whatever. So it's kind of the song that comes like every start of the beat. It's kind of this, again, phasey, metallic kind of feel. Like, so kind of like that. Because then you can get a lot more expression out of it and get moments like this. Where it's like phasey and it's the same process. Like exact same process. So with some demos out of the way, we'll hop into Massive. And for those alt-tabbed and just like hanging out, this isn't the most exciting thing in the world. Just playing with synth work. I feel like there's a reason that like people do production streams and stuff all the time, but it's always like hard to sit and watch a whole session unless someone already has like things they can just grab and start assembling. Like going from scratch is not the most exciting thing. So bear with that. Also, this is kind of a process of me refining something. Please do enter in chat if you're like, hey, why aren't you doing this really cool thing? It would make it so much easier. Like, definitely leave that in chat. I'll probably just be exploring this synth, though, and finding what comes out. So right now I'm just playing a low G, and I'm going to try to find something in Carbon that I kind of like. Going for that scratchiness. Okay, let's try something in there. And we'll use... I like to use these macros when I'm trying to find like a really precise point. Because then you can just kind of like get there and hold it with the macro. Because you can assign the two macros to most of these knobs in Massive. Can I just loop it? Loop, please. Thanks. Another thing I always do when starting Massive patches, until the point when I want to change this, is going to the master envelope 4, because in routing... Excuse me, sir, where are you? I thought it would just like kind of be there in routing. Anyway, oh, there it is. So on your like amp mod out here and your bypass mod, it's mapped to envelope 4. So envelope 4 is kind of like the master envelope for Massive. So whenever I start a synth, I always I crank the sustain level all the way up, give it a bit more release so it's not quite so like on off, and play with it until I feel like it's just a consistent tone, and then build that tone. If at a point I then want to change it to more of like a plucky sort of thing, I can just do that. But for now, it's like, okay, I just want something that kind of holds and feels natural as just a solid tone. Something like that. That's mighty uncomfortable. But see, it's this like, it's this grain up here. You have like pretty much a whole wavetable in this grain of space. It's insane. So, because I'm easy. Now I'm going to hook a performer to it just to see what I'm getting with some like rhythmic patterns. Okay, it's kind of cool. So there's a bit of like scratchy harshness to it. All the digital hybrid stuff sounds really weird. And it gives you like a really good place to start with just like really thick, really thick sounds. Let's go. Let's try some Chrome. If you watched Transformers Age of Extinction, you've probably heard a lot of Chrome. Ooh, scary. Same, homie. All right, let's bump that up an octave. Ooh, nice. Noisy. See, it's sitting on some noise when it gets like too low. Like it's 0 points. It's kind of like a little too. Works well enough with the weird like carbon thing we've chosen. I'm also trying not to sweat too much about it sounding like how I'm imagining like the original synth sounding for this, because a lot of that comes down to post-processing, as seems like most of sound design for bass music is gone at this point. Is it's so much more about, okay, but what are you applying to this to like further it, as opposed to what is coming out of your VST synth. So I'm just trying to get like a tone I'm happy with. I don't think Chrome is doing it for me though. So that's okay. Everything's digital. We'll just reset and go again. Oh my god. You just hear some sounds in weird like audio music tick. That's always fun. I'm just going off like cliches at this point because it's really funny. It sounds funny. If you go on like beep, boop. Excuse me, sir. slow because I feel like it. That's fun. Okay, so as cool as AI is, I don't really know if that's getting at what I want either. That's okay. This is why this is fun. But I'm like legit just like playing. It's fun. Calm down. Alright. Yeah, it's a little too much. The phase mod is definitely like present in the final design I'm thinking, but what did I use? It's a little too like whistly at the higher ones. You. Excuse me. Okay, definitely imagine. Just noise. It's a little chirpy. Why? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's something like gross and noisy. Definitely not a very impressive thing at this point, but I feel like that's kind of a scratchy tone that we can phase and flange and bend to our heart's content. So, first round of post-processing then. Still within Massive, I'm going to see if I can throw some kind of filter on it. I do like the Screaming Daft filters a lot. So let's try those. Now it's Skrillex. We love it. That might be something. Okay, so series parallel. So if we run in series, we can run through a screen filter, maybe. But for now... Sure, we'll just make it like the cheesiest 2010 dubstep. I actually will voice it up to 3. I know multiples of 4 are like easier on processing and it's like, whoa, big sound. But like, I don't know. I think 3's fine. Also, you can spread a little bit. And with 3, I feel like that's like a sweet spot if you want to do some like unisono. Now, the nice thing about tech being this old is a lot of people have found like unique things that they want to carry forward from like old software and stuff, and they've just made it themselves. I only say that literally only about Dimension Expander. Where are you? Excuse me, sir. There you are. Literally just Dimension Expander from X4 Records. It's entirely free. It's literally just Dimension Expander from Massive, but you know, that's an insert. It's so nice. So we'll leave that in the chain. We'll just turn that off for now. So that leaves us free to use other Massive effects that can be tied to this performer. So we won't tie a distortion. I just like this sound. I like Classic Tube. Probably go something a little more vocal, actually. So ideally what I'm looking out of this is that kind of gross tone that can be further processed, but can also be played a little more. So it has that on off. It's not just like constant noise. Well, you could always adjust that when you commit to audio and just cut around it and really, cinch everything up nice. I feel like it's always better if you can get your synth doing that already, and then you can just run effects and be cool. You don't have to like make weird cuts all the time. On Windows, to just like jump octaves. Alt? It's Alt. What does that remind me of? Okay, out of curiosity, if there's like... Holy resonance. Okay. I just want to see what happens if I throw this through pitch for experimentation's sake. And we'll just use like 500 hertz down, please. Thank you. Ooh. Well, since it has that high frequency anyway. We can make it totally unintelligible. That's fine. No, get out of here. Keeping it kind of close to the belt there is ideal. I can try to add some noise. Kind of cool. Maybe I should rethink this filter thing. Okay. Okay. Oh. That would help. Something seemed off. Holy shit, hi. Maybe let's rethink the carbon, actually. Maybe more of like a smattering of that flavor. Hi, Fred. Sorry I'm late. Hey, Beck. Sorry. I don't know how old that comment is. I wasn't like looking at the thing. Oh man, it's brutal. I get what I think it was Ego Raptor in an interview talking about why he didn't like do live animation panels because like you zone into your own thing and you just like forget people are there. And then you look up and you're like, oh no. Still glad you're here. Glad you missed some of the early experimentation. We're just kind of playing with things right now and seeing what happens. Okay, as disgusting of a meme as Dirty Throat is, I think I might actually use that. Ick. Not bad. Okay, so what else can support that? Angry square wave. Clearly. I need something a little higher. These always do weird things, so I like checking them out. And then you like rewind the tape. I'll have to go back and like use a bunch of the weird oscillators there. Let's try like sine formant. What are you routed into? Because you're still doing the like pattern. It's crazy. So usually when you press this like button, you can bypass one of the oscillators and send it straight to the either like your FX1, FX2, or like EQ output. But in this case, it's still getting some of the like filter pattern from somewhere. I'm not sure why. Oh well. You can run all these at once. Why would you? I don't know. Fun and profit. Throw this thing together. It's just like a flat tone for now. Wait. Some really jumpy. Cool. So I'll try mixing this monstrosity. I want to be like the strong bass. Probably this. Cool, some gross, disgusting, noisy. And works rhythmically, which is ideal because you do want to imprint like some kind of rhythmic pattern, which is why I'm switching between the curvy stuff, where things start feeling more fluid, versus like harsh rhythm. It's just to make sure it can play for both, because you want to do like, from the example of Followers of Romulus, it goes from these curvy sort of things into the more percussive stuff as like a fun pattern to match with the song if you're doing like a musical thing with this. I'm going to hop out for a quick break, so I'll leave you with more of the stream safe stuff. Probably not the ILLEST VIP. I'll see if I can update on Instagram how fast I get slapped with something for that, because I did not realize I still left in signed work from Rexor. Like, I have a playlist of songs that either friends made or they're so, like, underground and I don't think exist on the internet for some of them anymore, at least. So I thought I'd be safe from copyright, but in my first stream, I got, like, slapped with something. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm using songs by, like, people I know personally. Crazy. Anyway, I'm going to run out for, like, 2 minutes, so I'll just be switching that. I need to figure out scene view and OBS as well. 2021 is going to be a huge learning year, is the theme I'm after here. But I'm just going to start with, what's like a fun song to leave on real quick? I think I'll just do What's the Rush, and then I will be back in 2. Hello. Back. Just had to do a quick little drink refill and also just step away for the ears a bit. For most of that, fortunately, no one was tuned in at that point for early part of the stream. But it's very, very white noisy and hard on the ears, especially with headphones. So I just had to take a quick break. We'll hop back in here and keep designing this weird thing. All right, that's workable. So let's try and rethink my filters a bit. So I'll work on filter 1. Not quite. Okay, I was definitely using like some kind of band reject or notch. Okay, second filter. As cool as like a scream texture would be, I really don't think that's it. Considering the strength of this sound isn't exactly its lows, so we'll try high pass and see if that pinch will be. Eh. Lasers. That's a lot more of a familiar sound. That like multiple band rejects. Something weird. And just get it coming out of massive already, kind of like phasing. Let's see if it translates, and then let's get to post-processing. But is it bendable? Is a question. I'm curious if I can sort of bend this and get a bit more expression, because eventually it would be nice if I could use this for like some sound design. Oops. Just as like a nice synthetic thing I can pull from and add like an interest layer of sorts. So I'm thinking if I just bump this up. I'll do an octave. Cool. Add a bit of time to that. Yeah, as soon as you add some like pitch mod, it gets a lot more expressive, I think. So say carbon wavetable. Let's make it a bit uglier before I spit it out. Sorry. Alright, that's tearing ears out. So, it must be good. Right, now we get to play with a bunch of the post-processing. So this is like the important stuff here. The synth isn't too big of a deal. I even started running as a demo here. Let's demonstrate again. People are hurt outside or something. I don't know. Wow! A lot of sirens living in the city. Anyway, so if you literally take boring old Miashev, just maybe don't rip interiors, there we go, and just do that thing, so you set your mouse or envelope to like just sound natural, playing a low G as before, and you take some of these effect chains in my like, oh no, get out of here, I did not mean to hit any of you. So in my criminally underused user presets for my racks, if you just take any of these, like a scary rhythmic pitch riser. I forget what I use this for, but it was scary, it was rhythmic, and it was a pitch riser. Then we skip on dumpster fire right now. Like we go from like into like So we already have like a crazy thing here, right? And we can just add dumpster fire to make it like freaky. Oh, so maybe for like TVP, there's a Waves competition in like 2011, but they still use this video at VFS that you like redesign, and it's like practice for like test videos. So you have like 1 day to do it, basically practicing for when you get like, hey, you applied for this position, that's super cool. Here's this video. Do whatever cool design work you think fits for this, and they'll like specify what sounds you have to do. Roughly, there'll be like some like, don't worry about ambience, don't worry about like music or reverb processing or whatever. Just put in like cool sound design, and that's like a test video, and you have like a weekend to do it or something like that. So it was practice for that, except you have to do like, okay, literally 24 hours, and it's got to be in. So that was a lot of fun. So I think that's where the chain came from. And I was doing like reversed bullet flybys or something. The terror chain. Oh, this thing's weird. So if you get rid of the dumpster fire, this corkscrew is pretty neat. So, yeah, it's just looping already. Let's bump it a bit. Kind of get this like corkscrew effect. These things are super cool though. The anarchy effects, if you can like find it somewhere. It's like all free. So the corkscrew is neat. You get these like infinite risers. Point though is that you can drag in like any super cool chain you come up with on a saw wave, and it can sound sweet. So this is where, despite the scrappiness, we're going to make it into something a little cooler. Oh, you get over there. There we go. So, what else? Now it's just creative. There's a bunch of neat plugins we could really throw in. The thing I want is something phasey and... Do I have it in demo still? I don't. I don't have it in content either. I was going to go check followers of Romulus again. Just to kind of be like, what kind of pattern would be like good to use? Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to drag in some of these. I'm just looking in the Echoes EP folder I have of like all the files I've saved from the Echoes project, and I'm like, what is a bunch of these? Real final, oh god. Never name your files real final, because that means it's never real final. This is pretty much the same. Premix? Is it because of the ending? Yeah, probably. I don't know why I called it binaural. The ending, I was using like a binaural idea where like the ending, it's like a distorted sample from the actual Assassin's Creed Brotherhood soundtrack because it just has that like cool choral vocal element, and it was panned out and pitched ever so slightly because like with binaural theory, it's like if one signal in one ear is pitched to create a certain like frequency gap, when the frequencies like combine in your head, like both signals from both your ears, you'll get that like interference. So you'll get that as like a physical vibration in your brain or something like that. So I was like, oh, interesting. Let me try that. It just sounded cool. It just sounded like it had a bunch of cool stereo spread, but I don't know. It doesn't take you to a higher state or anything. Apologies for those who are interested in binaural stuff. Oh, this was Echoes. So yeah, that is a lot more of the articulation of that sound. But it doesn't sound as cool. I don't really like it as much of a song. It just kind of happened because like the project needed a third song, but it really doesn't do anything that different. Oh, cool. I actually have the stem still. Let's listen to that. So this is what I'm kind of going for here. This is the original pattern that I always base like everything else off of that use this sound. Ooh. So it's like so present. Like it even has like a preverb sweep in if we go to sort of view. Just crank it for a sec. Like it has this sweeping in. You can really tell in isolation, but altogether in the track it blends. That's something I kind of forgot I did. Yeah, it's something I've definitely got to do in like future music composition work. So it's like a shortened abridged version. It's like the why and then oh from like the ending pattern. Okay, so I think it's played like pretty slow. Well, yeah, I definitely remember using this curve. Oops. Let's play it to tops right now. Then we'll fix it later. No, it's definitely like a boom. Something like that. Or maybe it was silly. Yeah, so it's definitely maybe more build that bump. Well, bump. Jeez, got so much movement. Calm down, dude. So aggressive. Play it against something flat. its like freeform feel. Like it sounds so loose and free. It's not tied to anything. Maybe it's more like... Or is it the inverse that I'm building for now? Yeah, there we go. So this is going to be pretty weird. I'm basically building it like upside down, just with how everything's moving in the patch. For kind of the sound I'm feeling, really. Not even thinking of, but just feeling. Oh, it was definitely a weird, like, sixer pattern then. That's weird. What do I want to do with that instead? Oops. It's so weird. I'm like trying to flip my vision upside down so you kind of see the wave like that. So how I'm trying to see it is like the bottom versus how it looks. So I'm like, there's some shapes I can't really do. I'm just trying to get rid of this like blah. Like a pop up there. I guess we have to come down for it. Maybe back up. Or just play it. Okay, something like that. It's not the same, but it doesn't have to be. Still, I always find listening through stems like really interesting. Just be like, oh, this is what it like is. Stems are cool. What else is interesting in here? The carbon Reese. So this at the start of the stream. It's really simple. It's just sweeping through like one wavetable, and then you just crunch it. I think it's just running through like an Ableton amp setting or something. The chant. Oh, this is like end of the song, I think. Yeah. So this was cool because it was like a project, deep dubstep and Gregorian chant. Fun mix. So that sort of bled into echoes, which really used the chant a lot more. On the choir. The color chord. Oh, these were neat. Because it just sounds so like, ooh, Ghost. And then pitch them up in the second half. So. Oh, did I not pitch those up? Or did I decide to do that later? I don't know. I don't know when all these things were made. This is the weird EFM growl in it. That one's cool. I'll probably do like another reconstruction on that. Goes like, oh. So it's a lot more of how it sounded, but just like a whole like revving engine. Then you slow it down, and you get that. Or that. Sound is super cool. EFX sweeps. There's something called like, where are you? Droney Atmos. What are you? Oh, this is the piano slams. So I'll try to find one that's like chromatically just smashing the entire keyboard. I think that one. Because then that one has its like tonality back again. It's like, whereas this is just like, it's hitting everything. That's everything. That's just the root. That's just the root. That should be 5. That's everything. That's super just the root. I wonder why I chose that one to be super stripped back. It's cool though. I thought I put in like a different Atmos and I was gonna be like, well, look, it's me doing like atmospheres, but that wasn't the case. Yeah, there's nothing else of interest here. Is there stuff of interest here? I literally just made the stem basis for echoes. That's how little I cared. Like for followers of Romulus, I'm like, oh, this song is my baby. I want to make it perfect. But this is just like, bass is one file. Don't care. It's also so dry, jeez. Okay, that one's less exciting because in this other half I play with like quarter tones. Kind of goes like, what? Like saunters around. Kind of weird. So that's why for this, I hooked it up with the pitch thing. Let's quickly grab it. Said There we go. Now I can control it. Add a massive, beautiful. I said. Why is it always at 3? Excuse me. I don't know why it's always at 3. Ah! So if we make it totally unintelligible and zip zap zop bop to the top. Neat. Let's add the flanger. Where you at, homie? Where you at, homie? Cool. Phaser action. Where you at? Do that. It just adds like too much of like a DJ effect right now, and not so much like a part of the sound. So what can we use instead? I just want to try Sigma Draconis super quick because this setting's so funny. Just goes forever. Keep that around for fun. I'm not thinking like fracture, because I don't want to like glitch it. Although this is an experimentation stream. Let's have fun. Yeah, fracture just gets weird. I feel like glitch machines would be great to learn because the stuff is so wild. Like, it is crazy cool. Bitspeak. I think my license broke for that. I still have to fix it. Let's try it. weird, man. Ooh. We always recycle. That just sounds horrifying. Oh gosh, it actually goes down like. It's kind of like 2400. Just sounds like hell. Harmony, indeed, very harm. Guitar and keys. Oh, that's neat. Neat. I don't think there's something in there that'll really get what I'm looking for. Okay, see, this is cool and all, but it's like... Wait, what? What? What does this do? So is this just like some kind of multi-band compression? I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is just like a free plugin I just copped. So not entirely sure, but it sounds pretty good. It's bringing out the mid a lot more, which is cool. It gives us things to bend later on, which is the idea. Let's just see if it can... Oh, that's something we can do. Silly me. Why am I not just using speech enhancer? That was my favorite. Let's put right after the phaser. And phases, where are you? There we go. Big, like, trailer horns. Just... pretty cool. Alright. I know I messed with this pattern already, but I'm going to play with it more. Well, let's just machine gun it. Da da da. So now I'm just gonna do some cool, like, well, bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bone. Oh. Triplet. Out of here. Do something like that, actually. So I'm just trying to build like a musically passable pattern. It just sounds like a mess. Oh my god. The slower machine gun is better. Yeah. It's like bam, bam, bam. It's intense. I don't really know if I want something like pulsy, though. Because it needs to be... The word I always think of is globulous, so it's not really like a word. But it is just kind of like a huge... Holy fuck. I'm thinking of something with a little more, like, form to it. That might be nice. Oh no. Slowly getting faster, I heard a vibe of oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. I could... Excuse me, sir. What? Let's build out. Oh no. It's probably been like no, Massive X is like totally overhauled. I was gonna say maybe this was fixed in Massive X. Just as like waves. Yeah, I like that. No, it's too like vroom, vroom, vroom. It's weird up there. Let's try that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, gotta take out what I'm not actually using. So I guess since I'm building in reverse, it would be that. Okay, so that's kind of our pulse shape. Ah. What's the other one? See, with all this, like, trying to look at it upside down, I probably should have just, like, flipped everything. No big deal, though. Let's see if I can just think of something neat. I'm looking at. All right. Bam. Sad. Bam. Stick to simple. Okay, we can start there. Do. Still ticked at 2. Maybe that one there. Some kind of rising at the end there. Yeah, it was totally just built in reverse at this point. Oh well. Oh, that's an idea. It's still so funny to flip on like infinite reverb. Okay, what's like a simple, like a grain delay I can tie to this? Just to fill it out a bit. Let's start with something. Rubber band sounds fun. Nope, sounds silly. Oh, the reverb. Yeah. Slap it all on there. It's cool. Okay, with the way it's tied to amp, I think I have to max this all out now. Okay, it's at least behaving more. Let's see if we can get a rhythm, verb it out, delay it, and then we can send it through pedals and shit, which is fun. Nah, I kind of like it. That actually sounds like something now. Maybe 1/8 at 70. Something like that. Of course, it's so intangible to explain because the only time I think I've walked through this ever was on like a Skype call, just because I was like producing anyway in a hotel room. And so I just like shared my screen. I'm like, oh, whatever. People want to like watch this, they can. So like no one actually paid attention. So it's like weird to explain where I know this is going to go, but I'm pretty stoked that this is like from recreating it from scratch again. This is where we are. Maybe just a bit less feedback on the delay. Excuse me. There we go. What's he getting confused about? Ah! Yeah, something like that. Maybe if I just did. Nah, I like the cute little like pulse in there. Ah, it's kind of fun. Excuse me, what? Oh, it was one, like 2 ramps. Something a bit more like that. Hem. That's why I kind of thought this like solo one might work, but it's got a bit of a slant to it. It's fine. Oh, there we go. Little less. There we go. I'm stoked with that. Let's save. And I feel like that's like you entered a boss cave in like a Horizon Zero Dawn kind of world. It's like you've entered the boss dungeon. Scary. Cool. So I'm going to do a bunch of cool stuff. And by cool, I mean like pretty mundane, to be honest. I'm just going to bounce this and hook up my laptop. So for now, let's get this guy exported. 48 music, so 16 is fine, but because I want sound design, 24. Not that it matters, because it's like synth, and synth can be absolutely anything. Like, there are no rules. So in that case, I'll save this to, where's my active project files? Ableton, HiImCurtisMc. There we go. So we're just going to call this DT Synth raw. Because thinking about it like food, we basically just got a nice, cool cut of meat. And now we have to do, well, like all the, oh, that's my email. We got to do all the stuff to cook it. So, you know, got to get to that. So for now, I'll throw you back on some music here. I'm going to play a track from Johnny Graves. Recently, hugest props to him. He's a vocalist on a bunch of tracks in the Cyberpunk soundtrack. So huge shout outs to my man. This is his track. I'll be back in runtime of the song.
You shine bright through my window pane. I feel the warmth. Rose glasses on a cloudy day. If you want, I'm yours. How can you feel and grab me every way? I'm wanting more. How does a feeling pull me, gravitate? If you're my core. Ultraviolet, that aura can't keep quiet. Gamma, radiate, flow through me like rays. Ultraviolet, that aura can't keep quiet. Gamma, radiate, flow through me like rays. Close in, hold in, I can see you spark. I'm folded, you're golden. You left your mark. It'd be easy to leave it all on lines. Let it grow in with the leaves and the vines. What I want is you. If you want, you're mine. If you want, you're mine. Oh, ultraviolet. That aura can't keep quiet. Gamma radiate, flow through me like rays. Ultraviolet. That aura can't keep quiet. Gamma radiate, flow through me like rays. Girl, you got me walking on air. Oh, yeah, you got me. Girl, you got me. Girl, this ain't fair. Yeah, you got me. Girl, you got me walking on air. Yeah, you got me. Girl, you got me. Girl, this ain't fair. Ultraviolet, that aura can't keep quiet. Gamma radiate, flow through me like rays. Ultraviolet, that aura can't keep quiet. Gamma radiate, flow through me like rays.
Okay, so as that very sudden noise would imply, we're set to go again. Oh gosh. Okay, so this is the weirdest setup, and you are probably about to see why. So I'll just throw this on capture view instead of the screen. So now I'm streaming from, I actually just need the stock login, Logic plugins, so that's fine. We are now streaming off of my MacBook instead of my PC, which is going to be kind of crazy. But we're just using it for plugins anyway, so it's not the biggest deal. Just a little messy looking on the desk. Let's, oh gosh, I'm going to keep grabbing the wrong mouse like this entire time. This is brutal. Wait, okay, yeah, don't look at that. Don't stare directly into the, thing. I actually am using a mouse I got for like $10 or something at Memory Express, and it's not that bad. Yeah, change project. Thank you. Sweet. So we're just going to drop this in, and we're going to start working on it. Okay. This is like a much better stress test. Okay, so we already have some of the effects that I'm planning to use on this thing. So that's more of what it sounds like raw going in. Very cool. Oh, wow. That's set super low, too. Man, this thing's going to be punching ears. Okay. Just do that, maybe. What did I set my DAW to for the stream? -3. Okay, so sounds good to me. Oof. Spicy. Spicy. All right. Yeah, it's sitting more level with everything else I like to use. So the one thing I forgot in this chain is a set of limiters now. Usually it's like, oh, why are you like putting limiters everywhere? It should have range. I guess. Like, I guess, but oh man. Sometimes you really just like need to make sure it's not going to hurt. Also, with the Evoc 20 specifically in this chain, you will need to limit it because it gets way too big of a range to the point where it's like, you can't really hear it up to like, oh my God, I can feel it, you know? So what we're going to do now is start just checking out what kind of tone we're rocking with right here. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. So we're definitely playing with this sort of range because that's really what you would obviously sort of hear. There's also, oops, that's our shelf. There's also a bit of this resonance down here that I'm liking. Just a bit of that like feel to it. Tiniest bump. Mostly just corrections for I'll keep some of those high highs in there. Cool. So slightly leveled out a bit just to get it to a point where it sounds workable and like a malleable piece of clay, if you think about it like the sound version of that. So the first step is this monster. Now, if someone knows of a great replacement for this that I could install, please let me know, because I have not run into something that does what like Logic's ring shifter does for me. Like that. Like this is where the description of like twisting the sound really comes in, I think. If you just leave it to run for a while, you'll get like a different kind of inflection from this thing. So that's why, oh, no. So I'm trying to go between my like Logic and Pro Tool commands. So if you play it from like here, like there's differences in how it performs. And that's kind of why Ring Shifter is the thing that really does it for me. Because it's like, I haven't found a plugin that gets that kind of ring shifting tone while also giving some variation if you just leave it to run for 7, 8, 9 times. So the next part of this, which we'll leave that on for now. We're going to need more room for sure. Oh, what? That's not a command anymore? What? Okay, but the next thing we're moving to is the Evoc 20 track oscillator. So this thing's pretty sick. It's like a weird vocoder thing, but I use it to twist the formant bands around. So there's this formant stretch, so that makes things sound kind of wider versus kind of tighter. And then there's this formant shift that kind of like bends it up or bends it down. And so you use a combination of those on N plus sign. More sensitive, higher level. Good stereo stuff. Because again, this is the top part, and you'll throw like a nice mono-centered sub bass below it. If you were to use it for a song, obviously. You can set like the range. I like to leave it pretty full force, maybe just up to 90. If you want, you can bring in like this different FM tone, set to a different scale. So I just leave it on chromatic because I'm not really generating a tone to put in at the same time. Just kind of bending what's there. LFO, so you can modulate it a bit. A lot of cool stuff. I use it for pretty simple purposes, really. Okay, now. I'm definitely more of like a pro... Okay, what's the... Hang on. Help. I'm hovering. Tell me what the tool does. That's fine. Okay, so we'll just jump to automation. Go to our Evoc 20, and we're going to go to our formant shift. So with this guy, so we're going to give it a little inflection. Every time you can bend it up, you can bend it down. So I like to do the formant shifting first, because then you get the sort of pitch and cadence of what is being said, if you think about it that way. And then the bend is like kind of tearing at the vocal cords a bit to make it sound really alien. Come on. Oh, what? Oh my god. All my shortcuts are obsolete now. So maybe start a little up. Kind of peaks up there. Comes back down, even past it. Kind of pulses. Come on. Flies up, then back down. From here we rise up to impossible heights. And then back down. All right, that's kind of our start for now. We'll go to our formant stretch. So same sort of thing. We're going to start natural, but we're going to stretchy stretch. Make them thin. Yes, we're going to bump up. Give it a lot more body, down, up, wow, wow. Kind of opposite from the start, bend that down. Keep that one flat, and that one gets nice and full. So even with that, I'm going to go adjust the shift, but before, and then after, it's quieter, obviously. So if you just, that's why you have like the limiter to really squish it and get some makeup gain going in here. Because like then you have like, because the ring shifter's going crazy, and then you get so much more of that throat twisting and stuff in there, which is great. So we'll just go back. Thank you. There we go. Let's go back to the shift. So maybe start. Make it like super aggressive. Hang on. Oh, hello. So something more like that. Set it to like a vocal signal. Then. Now, there we go. That's the part I was missing. I'm like, yeah, it's bending, but it's not like present like it usually is. That's it. So you set it to be like coming from a voice, not a synth or like a analog instrument, but voice. It's like, ooh, Hello. Sounds all bendy. Pretty nice. Let's go. Wow. Like that, yeah. Well, what? I kind of like it reaching for that peak up there. Let's do it. Let's have it fall down. There we go. Now it sounds like a end to a sentence kind of thing. So that's good. Let's go back to the stretch now and adjust for that. So let's make it super big to start. Make it wide. Kind of shrinks down around there. So it's big. We'll keep it super small. Maybe getting a bit wider up here. Wow. So maybe it goes up to 110. Gets like a smidge wider up here. So I'll do maybe this sort of thing. Well, make this one like Chomsky up here. Super big. And we'll end it on a nice back to bass sort of thing. We'll cut that one deeper. Or no, other way. Because the further you go, the more extreme it sounds. So we'll do that. There we go. So it sounds like a complete phrase. All right, so now the before and after is going to be like properly drastic. So like a before this, then after. It's super bitey, super vocal. That weird Evoc 20 thing is like one of my favorite things. And it's one of, I guess 3, because Ring Shifter also brings me back to Logic, but pedal board too. Pedal board is insanely powerful. I love this stuff in here. It sounds great. So what I do for the Doom Timeline sound is I usually use some combination of these things. Let's keep that off for now. Hit that one. The big ones are the Springbox, which you set to, I think, a short time resonant style. And then you kind of play with the tone until you like it. Oh, oops. Why? Oh, I can't control it while I'm moving the knob. Apologies for the error flashes. Maybe bright. Let's dial in the looping region, so it's just focused on what we're doing. There we go. So now you're starting to see, like, I say you're starting to see as I'm rediscovering my own sound. I'm starting to get that feeling of, like, it's taking on a voice of its own. It has the scratchy pulse that we were used to in the beginning. Fuck, you know what I should do? Let's dupe. And on the... I'm going to call this DT dry. Oh. But in all caps because we're labeling things... Oh, come on. We're labeling things on computers. DT dry. Which, if you're mixing on like an analog console and you have like scribble strips, just like find a good shorthand to write stuff down. Because then when you use that shorthand all the time, you know what the hell you're talking about. It's really nice. Cool. So we'll get our volume up to 0. I don't want to play back a full scale right now, though. Mute. Okay. So we'll keep this at like -12. Cool. Just so you have a point of comparison. So we can go from USA to like... So even then, if you combine it with the dry signal like a parallel, you get so much more texture to it. I'm like mouthing along with it. And you get this, oh, what am I thinking of? Like a baby, like raptor, pterodactyl? I don't know. That's mega loud, apologies. But yeah, if you turn the dry down a bit, because I want that texture. But say you wanted to run this in parallel, and this was your, like, synthetic layer on, like, mechanical beast number 5. I don't know. And so you put this in, you layer it with some actual creature sounds, some metal creaks and movements of the thing, and you get this, like... So you get that nice synthetic layer that's, like, spitting at you. You can feel the liquid. Yeah. So that's getting close to what was in my head the whole time when I'm like, well, is this synth gonna work? Does it have like the right tone? Because it needs something to bend like this. So we're gonna go back. We only added the spring box. Now the robo flanger is where I found my magic. The big part is that you hit your manual delay around 8 milliseconds where it starts to sound like a second tone, but still vocal informanty. I should have said past 8 milliseconds because that's about where you start like hearing it. Like that's where it starts sounding like crazy. So we'll try adding some phase tripper just to have this in the setting. Also thinking ahead, looking at like sound design workflow stuff, I'm saving everything I do for live streams where I'm just designing and I'm like, okay, this is from concept to some sort of like product. But after that, I'm like saving everything. So I'm going to be saving this session. I labeled it like DT proc. So it's like, okay, if I want my Doom timeline, blah, it's all here. And all I have to do is mat or like automate the Evoc 20, maybe change the rates, fiddle with things if I want to change it a little bit. But everything's here and I don't have to go rebuild it. So that's why I'm going to step through all these pedals. I'm kind of happy maybe just using the Robo Flanger in parallel, but we'll get there. I just want to set everything so it's present. I almost want to do, like, out of curiosity, just shove, like, that low G saw wave. And just be like, all right, what does this do to a saw wave? Just so it's like, okay. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try it right now. So something I'm just going to do is I'm going to dupe this, copy, paste onto this, and it keeps its automation. So for this one, this is without pedal board. This is with pedal board. Because I want the flanger just like, oops. Excuse me, sir. I want the flanger just like in parallel to it. So if you add like, is it Command plus? Yeah, there we go. So start with our guy. That's aggressive. Yeah, it's even hitting a stream a little loud. Apologies for that. I was trying to keep it leveled at like -6, because it's YouTube. There's going to be some amount of compression for it anyway. And as long as you turn up your own headphones, I don't really have to worry too much. As long as it's consistent is the big thing. So then we'll dial in some of the pedal board. That's pretty cool. Loud. Oh, it's sick. Okay. I didn't even realize you could do that now. That's so dope. You just hit this like bounce button and it spits out a file for you. That's sick. I'm kind of going to keep the flanger because that's where don't know, I like the character of it. That's where you can start hearing like that sort of thing. If I go back to Followers of Ramen, I don't want to open a dock because my iLock is in my MacBook. And I don't want to have to like jump it over real quick just for a demo. So let's, oh, there's no keyboard in my face. I'm really relying on like these small little keyboard shortcuts so I can just mash buttons basically. Okay, here, I'll just go find it. H, the sacred texts. Echoes EP remix. Followers of Romulus. There we go. I also come up with dumb names for some of the iterations of the synth so I can remember what kind of special processing made it what it was. This one sounds like this, like a creepy whisper coming from this machine. So I nicknamed it the Devil's Whisper. In a different iteration, I called it Starfall because it has this like super pitchy falling sound. It's like something celestial or whatever. Let's just find where it plays. Come on, homie. So like that. Like you can kind of hear the DNA. With like further processing and mixing, you can hear the DNA of this in the final sound for Followers of Romulus. Oops, I just replayed it. Doesn't matter, demo's done. So that's the nice part with these things, is they're all set now. So I'm like, cool, if I want specifically Followers of Romulus again, boom, this is our starter. And to really make the case, I'm going to save as DT, oops. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? This is DT Robo Flanger Proc. Cool. So now whenever I want, that setting's there. That has a lot more of that, like... I like that. Come on. Looks like the Apex party has started. Cool. So now the fun part in this is from all those cool variations from Ring Shifter. Kind of have to let it play a bunch of times. How many times? It depends. So for me, I usually just listen to it and find after how many variations does it stop sounding new? Like, does it just sound like the same synth over again? Because at that point, you can just cut the same synth over again. So we're going to listen through. We have 5 right now. Okay, so they all still have, like, 4 is really similar to 1, but it has a bit of this inflection, this bit of, like, an attitude. So I want that. So we'll go for maybe, like, 7. I just like odd numbers because it's so easy to, like, count in your head as you're bouncing. For this, I bounce in real time, and I will, like, rename the file my favorites. So it's like, okay, this is DT... Or what is this? This is going to be select HiImCMC, DT Synth, processed 1375. Or sorry, 13457 or something like that. So it's like, here's all the ones I like. The other ones are kind of like from random chance they happen to be bad. Just going to make sure there's enough variation. Choked out. All right, see, 7 is sounding just like 1, so we can just do 6. GGEZ. And then for the final master comparison, we have nice, nice. It's like there's so much more. I want to keep saying character because that's what I think of is like it is a character, and this weird little synth thing takes on a personality of its own through how it sort of expresses with the modulation. So it sounds like something speaking to you, and it has its own like personality and thing it's trying to say, inflections on things. So like in this first one, it's like it's like very definitive. But then you get to something like 5, And it got interesting. It got to this like whiny little like up into that range. And it's like making this inhuman thing speak and come across more human. If any of that made sense. So I'm going to see if I like blending in some of these slightly drier stuff. Maybe I'll also nuke the Evo from this one. And we'll just head back to our mixer and try. Nice. So we're going to play it up for sure. So it's nice and present in our library. Very cool. We'll dial in a bit of this. Well, that's kind of why you keep it down. It's predictable. Oh, took a bite out of that one. Yeah, I think dropping the throat kind of helps. I'll keep this one a lot more dry. Come on. A lot more dry. And as an extra measure. So this is something I always did on radio. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. It's this one. Nice. So this is something I always did on radio. The thought being, if you're in a car or listening on something that plays in stereo, the stereo separation helps from the voice and the music when you're doing ads. But if you're listening on a mono speaker, this thing introduces phasing problems. Now, why is this okay for radio? Okay for music, because anything goes for music. But not really okay for sound design. Well, phase issues is going to cause problems when you're into surround, because the way at least 5.1 is encoded into files is sound that is out of phase gets sent to your rear speakers. In theory, when you're like, what am I looking for? Encoding it to like a left total, right total, or something like that. The reason this is fine for radio is, again, rules out the window. If you're listening on mono, these phase issues will make the music sound a little quieter, so the voice is clearer in the ad. So on stereo and listening back in the radio station, you'd get this full power ad, everything like to the wall. Awesome. But on a little tiny mono system, or playing out of a single speaker at a Club Rush booth or at some fundraiser that we were hosting in town, you could still get the promotional content or like station IDs or whatever. So this is something I would always do. But so with that center, I want to keep it center. Nice. But for this one, we sort of spit it out. We have it like run wild and free. Maybe like 1.2. Nice. Versus. Boom. You get like a little bit more room to run around and play. So let's try rating this one in just to see what happens. Something like that. Cool. So I'm thinking my favorites are, like, one's pretty good. Three's pretty good. 1, 3, 4. So I'm thinking 1, 3, 4, 6 being the favorites. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just, oops. Wave, please. 24, 48, interleaved. Normalize, get that shit off. Offline's cool, because we just listened to it. So I'm kind of cool with that. So if we made it HiCMC, DT synth, processed, call this 1, 3, 4, 6. Bounce it. It's still giving like a, this library's not working, man. Fair enough, man. That's okay if it doesn't work. And that is our final point of comparison. So going in just from Ableton effects and massive. And then coming out of Logic. At this point, you can get kind of wild with it. I'm looking at the time I've been streaming, and it is pretty much like 3 hours, which is about as much time as I was planning for. So at this point, I'll probably just export this, bend it around in Ableton. Later on, once I have some time, I need to get to some more work stuff tonight. But I really appreciate those who came in and said, hey, Bex especially, thank you for hopping in chat there. Plans for next time. I'm thinking more synthesis work would be cool. I've also put in a bit of work on the creature voice session that I did last, November, I think. So I have more work on that, so we can finalize our creature voices. I could show off probably a song that I'm going to be using some of this stuff in, just to be like, here's how I'm bending it. It's all weird and cool. Along with that, I'd love to get to some actual redesigns. Because I feel like my demo reel needs some fresh redesigns, not just the same redesigns that are pretty dang good, but just something newer, something different, playing the different areas as well that I would like to go into. So I'd love to get to some redesigns of things that I think are really, really cool. I, again, want to say, like, thanks for tuning in. I super appreciate it. And be sure to follow me on HiImCurtisMc on everything. That's the wrong one. But yeah, follow HiImCurtisMc on everything. You can catch future stream announcements, video uploads if I can get Instagram TV to cooperate with me. And have yourself a super great day.
You would not believe your eyes.
I would believe my eyes. Let's play a different song just in case. Let's go with... Let's go with the song I'm working on mixing right now, actually. So this is DJ Sarah McLachlan with Productive. Have a good one.
Shorty's hell to kill this shit, my shorty's hell to dance. We're on the floor killing this shit, productive romance. In the back of a limousine, fresh out of shower, feeling clean. Right for the D and dirty. Deep bouncers recognize us, we're the hottest ravers there.
girls fall in love with us, babe, we say as a prayer. Shorty's got me killer shit, shorty's got me dance. On the floor killing this shit, productive romance. I've got a bag, you fix when I break it. I've got a dick, yeah, I know how you take it. You make some photocopies while I spread the sheets. And you say, DJ Sarah M, would you please drop the beat? Shorty's got me killer shit, shorty's got me dance. On the floor killing this shit, productive romance. I wear the skirt and heel and you wear the suit. We have fun in the office when it's only me and you. To keep up with inflation, I suggest I get a raise, and not just in the old economic way. Shorty's got me killer shit, shorty's got me